Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Lebanon Board of Park Commissioners. I'd like to call the meeting to order and let the record show that all members are present this evening. And if everyone's had a chance to review the minutes from the last meeting, I'd entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
I motion to approve the minutes from the previous meeting.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carried. Under old business this evening, we have Kevin Krulik, Stone Eater Bike Park update.
Thank you. Good evening. Not a whole lot to update you on since the last time I spoke to you, but it's a few updates. Essentially, the contractor, Merit Contracting, has finished hauling in the earthwork from the New Cold project. Probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 65 to 70,000 cubic yards were hauled in. Until we topo the site, we won't know exactly. They've also then, in the last week and a half, 2 weeks, have been digging our dry detention facility. So that's the dry pond that will control stormwater outlet from the site. Will not have water in it. It will drain all the way dry. And they will be installing the storm sewer outlet for that pond later this week. I apologize. We had a small incident in the family. Our son was in a car accident about 2 hours ago, so Winnie's hanging out with me tonight. He's fine, but Mom is at the hospital, and I'm here. So Winnie is joining me. Thank you, John. Compaction tests have all been done on the placed fill on site. Everything is satisfactory. New Cold has actually considered getting rid of some more dirt. We're waiting on them to make that decision, but that may give us the ability to provide some more terrain on site. But they have not made that decision just yet. But they will in the coming days, I am told. Other than that, things are where they were last time. The NDOT approvals are all in place for construction of the entry drive. We are waiting on IDEM's response. When I last checked in with them, which was in early June, they had the plans for a month. Plans were resubmitted in May 5th, and they said to check back in early July. And I checked in this morning. I've not got a response to that yet. So really, until we get that approval, we're holding at this earthwork phase, which is really modifying and correcting the landfill cap. That's really all the update I have for you on the project at this time. Any questions I can answer though?
So what new date did they give you now?
They didn't answer me yet this morning. So on June 6th or so, they had said it's still in review. Check back. We should have something for you in late June, early July. So I waited till today, the 12th, to check in. I thought that met the deadline of early July, but I've not seen anything. So we're applying some pressure from friends in that department, trying to see if we can't get something shook loose. But I wish I could say this is unusual, but IDEM kind of works at their own speed.
This is typical.
Yeah.
Do you feel like they're holding up movement, or are you moving on in spite of their delays?
I don't, what we've been doing so far to date is we already had clearances to bring dirt in. We're basically maintaining our environmental asset by adding dirt to the cap. At this point, I'm not for sure what the holdup is, other than there's very few projects like this where there's what they call an adaptive reuse of a closed landfill. It doesn't happen very often. I can only think of one project in Indiana. It's a golf course, I think it's in the region, the Hammond-Gary area. I'm not sure which exact city it is, but so there's not a lot of these projects that ask to reuse landfills, so I think it just is not something that's really in their wheelhouse of standard projects they approve, so I think that's probably the delay. Again, we feel like we've addressed all their concerns. We've done the groundwater monitoring. We've agreed to all the other demands, so I don't imagine there's anything left to discuss, but they're still reviewing. So, at this point, I don't know. I don't know that we're building trails or any other park amenities this year. We'll just have to wait and see. If I got an approval letter tomorrow, maybe. But at this pace, I think we would start the process, but most likely, unless we get something yet this month, we were probably talking about delay in real construction till spring. So, yeah. So, but we'll keep you posted as things move forward. Like I said, I don't have any reason to believe it won't move forward. Everything has been positive to this point, and we feel like we've addressed all their concerns. So we're just kind of waiting.
Patience.
So, yep, that's all we can do. Anything else?
Thank you.
Okay.
Just one,
Yeah.
real quick, just to follow up from last time. We talked about sort of how the message is being sent out about what kind of park it is, and you discussed that actually there's going to be trails that you can go and walk on.
Absolutely, yeah.
Crazy. Just because I want to be successful, since it's probably going to happen. Have we done anything to sort of let the message out there? I'm not on social media, so I don't get to see much.
We do a monthly update, kind of a video interview sort of style thing that Joe LePage from the mayor's office does, and we put that out on social media. It's more of just a construction update. Some of those do discuss what all the park would be used for, but have we made a concerted effort to really talk about those things? No, not at this time. We had some kind of, I hope, which will turn into positive momentum. There were some groundbreaking, or not groundbreakings, ribbon cuttings at Griffin Bike Park in Terre Haute over the 4th of July holiday. And that involved state money through the Next Level Trails program, which is what we use to fund the Big 4 trail expansion. And Stone Eater was talked about at that by the developers of that park, the park system, the park designer. And they're talking to people like Suzanne Crouch, the lieutenant governor, and they're talking about having good conversations about what a positive impact that has had on Vigo County and the Terre Haute area, and how there are other projects in the works. Again, I know that's not necessarily in the same vein of what you're talking about, but there is sort of this movement that we're trying to capitalize on with the work at Griffin, and trying to use those voices at the State House level to help us tell our story. We're even working with some bicycle magazines about doing a series of articles. And yes, we need to step up our social media presence and other informational outlets, whatever those might be, to talk about everything that the park can be. But without necessarily having the finish line in mind, I guess it's been tough to sort of set those things in motion. We want to do some sort of a groundbreaking out there once we have those approvals in place. It's definitely something that the state wants to do because of the grant money involved with the project. We just, again, not been the right timing, so I think that can help to provide another platform to start talking about all that the park will be when we get to those on-site meetings. So,
In addition to social media, if I could be mistaken, but I think I recall having some updates in the city newsletter that comes via email as well, like with the videos. I think that I saw it in there.
Yeah, it was mentioned. It's mentioned in the city newsletter quite often. Actually, we were in the Bicycle Indiana sort of tour guide for the state as parks to look for coming soon type of things. So we're getting some good press out there in the sort of the bicycle community. But yeah, we need to do more to get out into the neighborhood and introduce the ideas. Well, we already had good conversations early on in the project development with Lebanon High School and Western Boone High School about using the facility for cross-country running. And, we need to start revisiting those. I don't know that it'll be ready for cross-country running season this year because it's closely approaching, but...
They're already practicing.
Yeah. So could be a possible practice venue for them before the end of the year, but holding an event out there is probably not in the works this year. So, okay. Anything else?
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you.
Hey, John, is there any new business to come before the board?
No, there is not. Just to add to Kevin, we had a nice meeting with CVB Director Allison, and She gave the starting of the check of the $100,000 that were gifted towards this project. $20,000 was the first gift, and I think 25 every year for 4 years, correct?
Yeah, it was supposed to be 20 for 5
5 years, that's what I thought. I was at that meeting,
I
okay.
have an answer as to why it was 25.
We aren't gonna kick 5,000 away, yeah. But it's nice to
We
CVB.
didn't get the money the first year, so.
There you go. So that was really nice to have that from Allison and do that. But no, there's no old business at this, or new business at this time.
Okay.
Also, I'll just say, other than speaking with Allison from CVB, we're having a meeting in August at the library to several groups to plan for the solar eclipse that's going to happen in the spring of next year. It's a huge, I guess, really will be barraged with a lot of people because Boone County and Lebanon is a great site for this. They've closed schools for it. I guess word from Kentucky when they had the last one where there was a good sighting were barraged, traffic tie-ups. I said, boy, people better book rooms. She said they're already full. So rooms are booked for next year already. Hopefully they'll get a hotel built. I had no idea. We have all kinds of, or she has all kinds of reserves of portalets and things like that. I thought the bike park, what a great place for a good site for people to watch that, and our whole park system. But I just threw that out there. I'll give you more updates as I see them. I'll have I think we're meeting at the library in August with a bunch of people, so that'll be neat.
Okay, then you want to just continue with your report?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and go forward with the director's report. There again, obviously, June and July are just incredible months. I'll just go down through the list of what we can kind of highlight some of the things we've done over the past month and a half, I guess, whatever. Memorial Park at the baseball field. We have Indiana Baseball League that's playing 3 games a week. We drag the field, and we've been working on the pitcher's mound. We built it up with clay, added some clay. Also home plate, just to keep it in good shape for the season. Warning track, sprayed and weeded it, and applied fertilizer and weed control to the property, along with our regular duties on that. Security cameras, we had a few issues with a few surveillance cameras. The utilities surplused a lot of the cameras that they have. We use those. A couple of them are pretty old that we had. They went down. We had reserves, so we didn't have to purchase those. It was really nice. The utilities went with a different company, so we took their software and their cameras and reutilized them. There again, several cameras were adjusted because we had some straight line winds that moved them around, so we got those straightened out, and the service is very good right now. And then we replaced a few microchips in some of those servers and in the walking trail cameras. Grounds, we took down early before all the storms came. We took down several trees. Those 4 big catawba trees were removed back by Ulan. Thank goodness those were gone before those straight line winds came. Pretty rotten inside. One by the gazebo that really stood out too. We got kind of, there were some people that really didn't want us to take them down, but I'm sure glad they did. Kurt Freshour came in and helped us with those too. With all these trees, they were leaning over fences, and like the gazebo, he's really nice to come in and help us with that. We're talented, but he's got the skill set that we needed to show us, and it was really good training experience for some of our younger staff. But anyway, they didn't like us to come down, and Kurt said himself, he said, they got to come down, they're dead. So we're glad we got those down. Had a crabapple tree we also removed. Shelters and restroom entrance, power washed, 10 trees trimmed and dead removed. We were doing that all before the storms, thank goodness. We could just work at the Memorial Park, start at one area, go around and do all the tree trimming and cutting the dead out and start right over again. We just don't have the manpower to do that. We'd love to, but we finally got to start on that. I've been wanting to do that for many times, and thanks to Billy and his crew, they got that done or started. There again, in the storms, we had 7 trees that were knocked down that we had to remove. pretty dangerous situation there for a while, but we got those cleaned up in record time. Outstanding. We had some help also. The playground, we've inspected it, several pieces repaired, graffiti removed, removing crushed baby swing from the storms. There again, fitness equipment, it's being welded at ATP, we're working on it now. It's probably 6 years old or 7, so it's starting to show its wear. We're pulling it up when we recognize anything and get it out and get it worked on. Restrooms, there again, getting prices on the partitions. They're getting pretty old, so we're going to probably upgrade those within the year or during winter maintenance, whatever we can do. Replace the mirror and soap dispenser. They got a little vandalism done to them, so we replaced those. At Abner Longley Park, it wasn't as bad a damage as Memorial Park. We had 6 trees we removed. Brush and limbs cleaned up, dirt work beginning at overlook at the pond. Starting to move that dirt over there and prepare for our overlook dock or fishing pier, whatever you want to call it. Knocked down brush, did a pond treatment, splash pad, power washed, brush and sticks cleaned up. ARC has been helping us out for several years, and they do a great job. They bring a crew in twice a week and clean up the sticks. They have supervision, but it's all volunteer work, and they do anything from cleaning up the debris and brush to splitting wood, painting trash cans, and just a lot of odd jobs, and it gives them a different skill set to go on further with them. So we really like working with the ARC on these programs. Getting prices on partitions also at Abner Longley's restrooms. Shelter and restroom power washed. There again, met with Lebanon Youth Football League on repairs and upkeep on the building. Few repairs. We just made it clear which repairs they'll be doing and which repairs. I think we'll take care of the electric because that's pretty important, and they'll do the other work. It's really, and they'll jump, they already started on it. Didn't give them a timeline, but they'll have it done before the first games start. And there again, we applied fertilizer and weed control to that park. Reese Park lift station, work in progress. They're looking at a finish date of October. There's a big mound still back there. Again, hopefully they'll finish up around October. They said November, but I think they're ahead of schedule. Have a meeting with them next week to go over more details. We fertilized the ground and applied weed control. Also, with the utilities' help, they came out and helped us run a water line to the facility. We have that in, and we're really glad that the utilities could help us out with that project. We purchased all the material, they did a lot of the work, and then we finished it off. But it's a nice working relationship with the utilities, and we sure do appreciate their help. The hot pond, the fountain parts should arrive today, tomorrow, Friday, and the fountain will be going again. It's been down. Again, O-rings and some other parts have been on order and not received them yet. As soon as we get them in, they'll be put the fountain back out at the hot pond. We did a pond treatment there, and there again, debris, brush, sticks. We cleaned up that park. Ruth Brookshire Arboretum really wasn't in bad shape. Really didn't seem like it got hit too bad at all. We cleaned up 3 trees prior to that and removed those, ground the stumps and all that, and got those dirt on them seeded. And there again, we've been picking up brush and sticks at all the parks, so there you go. Big Four Trail, Main Street concrete has been removed, or it has moved with the winter and the thawing and freezing. There again, it's the Big Four Trail right outside Key Bank and some of those businesses in front, and that's from the project that we did when we redid the square, and it's a trip hazard. So there's cones set up down there. We have Joe Wilson that's going to come in, a contractor who works with the city, has a contract with the city, and repair those. But that's why the cones are sitting out there, to make everybody aware that there are trip hazards there, and it's right along our Big Four Trail, so we're going to get that repaired soon. There again, that's coming up soon. Well, work completed on the trail. That project has been going on. It was a pretty quick project, but the Big Four Trail out from Sarum Plant Road back to Center Township, did a walkthrough with the county and identified a few issues. Signage, length of the asphalt, those things will be corrected soon. The paint and the markings as you're crossing. The signage is to state standards, and the county standards are different, which I agree with the county. We got to move them, but with the grant process, we have to get the state to sign off on it. It's just, it takes a little bit of time. What I'm saying is there's a crossing coming up when you're coming down the gravel roads, identifying, hey, there's a crossing, slow down. They're pretty close, and that's the state standards, so those will be addressed here soon. Derek Warren is working on that, along with Nick from the county highway. And real nice meeting. We're pretty happy with all the construction that went on, and it really is a nice, smooth trail. There again, we did have a lot of brush and debris down on that. I believe there were at least 9 trees that I know of that we cut down. There again, that straight line winds were pretty bad. And there again, we mow and treat the areas that we can along the trail to try and keep everything down in that new area also. Downtown, we removed graffiti, trees trimmed, and also routine trash pickup, weed pulling, and flower watering. Along with that, we've identified a couple benches that need to be taken out. We'll be removing those soon and having them power coated and painted. There again, have to be sandblasted. We'll take that out and have that done out of house. Gene Haas building, weed pulling, fertilization, pond treatment, and power wash the sidewalks. There are a lot of goose droppings, and they had a big showing, whatever, and we just cleaned it up for them really nice. The street department's right there, and we'll be working with them and figuring out how we take care and maintain this. The street department also has a detention pond in back. I don't know if they'll ask us to treat it or actually the mowing. We haven't worked all that out, but Dave Newell and I will work that out, figure out what responsibilities for each. Now going on with the rest of the report, June and July have been extremely busy at Seashore Water Park. Swim lessons in June went very well, even with the challenging weather that caused us to use the LHS pool. There again, we had great 2 weeks doing capacity crowds. Then the 50-degree weather came in. Our temperatures dropped from the pool from 78 degrees down to 67. Anytime it goes below 70, we shut the pool down. It isn't conducive for any of the kids to be swimming. So, and let alone the lifeguards, they don't want to be out there either. So, but as far as that, it's just not safe for the kids. So we shut it down for 4 or 5 days, but the capacities and the crowds are back now that we have these warm temperatures and having great days. There again, attendance has been just normal, I'd say, through past seasons. We've had several big events over the past couple of months, including car shows, Boone County Cancer Society drive-through, and many activities held by the 4th of July Committee. The dinners were very well attended, along with the entertainment that we had, and just a nice weather. We had one day that we had to reschedule things, but very nice crowds that we had, and no trouble at all. I think the policemen did an outstanding job of patrolling, and there was no trouble at all. Probably the easiest 4th of July that I've had in quite some time as far as no occurrences. So I want to hats off to the police as far as that goes. And as everyone is aware, we had very stormy weather with heavy straight line damaging winds Thursday before the 4th. We had most of the damage at Memorial Park. Thankfully, no one was injured, and minor damage to our facilities. We had 9 trees and many branches and debris come down. We had most of it cleaned up by the end of the day on Friday. However, we came back Monday the 3rd and finished cleaning it up. Got actually mow the park. Looked great. I want to thank a few people. It goes out to Lebanon Fire Department. Those guys came in, worked a half day. They actually took a widowmaker, a big branch that was up in a tree, with their fire ladder, because we had the bucket truck on the other side of the park cutting other trees down and getting widowmakers out. but those guys really did a great job. Chief Batts was out there himself, thought he'd take his body and knock over the tree as big as that guy is and take his axe out, but he didn't do it. He did take the big chainsaw and cut it down. I want to thank him, though. Him and his crew just were outstanding. Joe LePage and Kelly Cook came out from the mayor's office and helped us clean up debris. Again, another couple great workers. The mayor was moving, and he would have loved to have been there, but he was in the middle of moving from house to house. He was on a deadline, but appreciate the help that they gave us also. Also, a big thank you to our awesome park staff. Again, Billy and Caleb, all the guys that are there, and Joel, just an outstanding crew. The cleanup, we were way ahead of the program going into the 4th of July. I thought, boy, this is going to be great, nice, smooth sailing, and then we have the storm. I thought they did an outstanding job. There was no damage either. The carnival was set up. Thank goodness none of that got knocked down. We were just very fortunate. I also want to thank you to Sherry Goodwin from Cedar Tree Cookies. She stopped by Friday morning with delicious cookies and cupcakes, and I just want to thank for that donation. But again, the guys wolfed that down, and it was very delicious. If you haven't tried it, I would recommend trying those cookies and cupcakes. LISA is having their free soccer camp this week. They had over 150 pre-register. I think I heard 152 when I came in from Brett. Asked him how it's going. It looked very well organized and a nice deal, and it's free. That's always a great thing here when we can do something for our kids like that. Lebanon Youth Football League, they started their season Monday. There again, when you're in these areas, if you could follow the signage and make sure that you're mindful of all the increase of children around. Also, the speed limit has been changed, passed the ordinance through the council. At a Manor Drive out by Reese Park, it is now 20 miles an hour. I want to thank the council for approving that and pushing it through pretty quick. The addition and back, all the additions were at 20 mile an hour. Just makes sense when you have that many kids in and out in the activity. But I appreciate the council moving forward on that ordinance. Signage was changed right away, so that's really nice. Unfortunately, due to the weather, we had to reschedule our mother's son pool party for Friday, August 11th. You can register online for our new date. Tickets are $20 per couple and $5 per additional child. This will be held at Seashore Water Park from 5:30 to 8. Again, we hope to see everybody there. We just started our July swim lessons Monday, and they will run for the next 10 days. We look forward to getting to know these kids and improve their swimming skills. We did have the luxury of going to the high school, bad weather. We don't have that right now. They're shut down, so we'll reschedule those as they come. We'll give the parents as much notice. We have their phone numbers and contacts, so we will contact those. But hopefully, we'll get them all in on time. We hosted our Serving Up Sparks pickleball tournament on Friday, June 30th, and had a great turnout. There were 12 teams and lots of spectators, many for a fun night. Unfortunately, a storm rolled in, and we weren't able to complete the tournament, but we hope everyone enjoyed themselves. I think, Brett, you were out there too. I think there were 9 games that everybody pretty well got in for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was out there for a short time. Mother and father-in-law were in town and wanted to see what pickleball was about, so maybe we got a couple more customers there. Freedom Church Serve Day will be July 22nd from 11 to 3. Seashore Water Park will be open to the public as well. I love this event. It's a huge event, but kids can get backpacks, school clothing, coupons for haircuts. I don't think they're actually doing the haircuts this year, but they're clothing, tennis shoes, and it's all free. And there's a lot of help out there too. I know mental health will be there, and so many booths set up, and it's just a great event. Freedom Church puts that on, and met with them about 3 weeks ago. Looking forward to it. That's just one great event that is hosted and carries on at the park, at Memorial Park. Again, that's July 22nd from 11 to 3 p.m. August 12th will be Boone County Cancer Society's annual Battle of the Barbecue. It will be from 5 to 7. Wristbands are $10. There will be live music, food, a silent auction, 50/50, and lots of other fun stuff. Again, that event has gone on for the last 15 years, and it is a great event. All that money stays in Boone County. So if you can attend it, donate, do whatever you can, and there's good food to eat. So if you can get out there again, that is August 12th. Great event, and it stays right here in our county, in Boone County. And they do help a lot of cancer patients. Our 2023 Daddy-Daughter Dance will be held on Saturday, August 26th from 6 to 8:30. The cost is $20 per couple and $5 per additional child. The theme this year is mermaids, and we will have 2 real-life mermaids on the pool deck for pictures and visits. Tickets can be purchased online or over the phone. They will also be sold at the door, and I can guarantee you I will have my granddaughter Nora, because she loves mermaids, and I will be there with her. And that's all I had. Do I have any questions or any concerns?
I just have 2 things.
Yes.
One is June the 8th, through a partnership with you.
Oh, yes.
In the Parks Department, and support from LEF, Lebanon Schools hosted a pool party to kick off the summer for our English language learners and their families. We had about 200 people signed up to come, and your staff was just very welcoming and gracious, and they just had a wonderful time.
We are blessed, and that was such a nice event. That was neat to see, too. That's a first, too. I hope they come back, because I saw all the smiles, and that's what it's all about right there. That was awesome.
Wonderful. I don't think
Yeah.
people realize how many families we welcomed into our school community. We have over 33, I think there are 33 languages at the close of the school year represented that are non-English.
Yes.
And 33 different languages. And we were, at the close of the school, we were serving 196 students. Now, we have many more than that have a language other than English as their native language, but many of them have become proficient. So we have like 190-some that are still getting services to help them become English proficient. So
yeah.
we were trying to get them together so they could get to know each other and maybe have a connection for the summer, and, parents even, because if they've just come here from somewhere, they maybe don't know people. So it was really a wonder. I didn't know how it was going to turn out, and it was fabulous.
Oh, I thought it was out, and you were very organized, and our meetings prior to that, I think, but you see what a great staff we have.
Oh, they're terrific.
From top to bottom, we're blessed. Our park system's blessed, but that was a great event, and it was neat to see 33 different languages. And that wasn't all of them either. That was just a partial group that you had in there.
Yeah, that wasn't everybody, yeah.
Wow.
Because not everybody could come,
Yeah,
but.
that was 200, and that's, it was a little chilly water, but there were
They
still a lot
didn't
of
seem to mind
smiles.
a bit, yeah.
It didn't bother them,
The
did it?
parents
No.
were required to come with them, and they
Yes.
were wonderful.
No, it was
just
great. That was a
terrific.
nice turnout. You were anticipating, you weren't sure, and
I didn't know,
and that's
when
a
you try
first.
something for the first time, you don't know what kind of response you're going to get.
Is there anywhere they can donate to that or help out with that fund or anything like that? Because I know you worked hard to get a grant for that, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, because we also gave a lot of freebies to them, and the
Yes.
athletic department gave some shirts away and things like that, and you were helpful with the concessions.
Yes.
And all that. So, yeah, donating to LEF, you could do it in the support of EL if you wanted to.
Okay.
But LEF in general is a
LEF
great
in
way to
general,
support
okay.
that.
That's
And the
awesome.
other thing is with the high school pool being shut down for the time being
Yeah.
because of some service, again, Parks Department has gotten together, and we're swimming at the water park in the mornings at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
So.
And that's a workout, isn't it?
It's a great workout, yeah.
You guys haven't turned on the lazy river. You need to turn on the lazy river and go backwards. That's what they normally, Then yeah.
I burned 700 calories yesterday morning without the lazy river being turned on, so.
You swim a mile too, is what I heard. That's what rumor has it.
Pardon me?
You swim a mile every
usually
time. That's
swim
what
a mile.
rumor,
Yeah.
yeah. But Kelly Cook has done an outstanding job
She's
again.
been great.
She used to be the program director for 4, 5, 6 years. She's working at the mayor's office now, but she's still involved with the parks, loved the job. That's the kind of dedication that you have in the city, and we're real blessed with that, too. But Kelly, I was so glad. Yeah, she really, the guards, we used to have them in the past, getting up at 5:30, but, yeah, didn't have a lot of volunteers this year, and Kelly stepped up. And she got certified.
Yep.
And through Thomas, which is great, and,
We have
yeah.
had a couple ducks join us every morning. They
Yes,
have
you
a
do.
certain
There's
time
two
They come
ducks.
in and all of a sudden you're
They
like.
go to the
"Oh,
wave pool, and they go to the wave pool. They go to the wave pool too, don't they? Isn't that where they're, yeah, yeah,
That startled me the first time.
yeah, yeah.
It's
They're
still
early.
dark, you know,
The early birds, there you go.
literally.
Any
Thank
other? Yes, thank you. Any other questions? All righty, thank you.
Hey, if everybody's had a chance to look over the claims, I'd entertain a motion to approve the claims.
I move that we approve the claims as presented.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carried. If there's nothing else to come before the board tonight, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I have a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carried. Thank you for joining us this evening.